All right. What is going on, everybody on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back to you guys with another live stream from the Millennial Motivation Entrepreneur YouTube channel. First and foremost, for those of you that'll be tuning in for the first time, either live stream or when the video uploads afterwards, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button below. We'd love to have you here. We have almost 600 of us here. We'd love to hit that 600 possibly by the end of the day. And if you like the stream, definitely make sure to smash the like button as well. I appreciate that. And then we also have that Discord group chat, of course. There's almost 80 of us now in there. That's also down in the description box. I was literally about to hop on earlier, and then we had this breakdown within SPY. And I mentioned this in our stream yesterday. I was going to talk about, kind of walk you guys through kind of how I do these trades. So this is literally what happened. SPY broke down. We had this little double bottom form. And I got in, actually prematurely. I got in right around here. I think it was right around here, actually. We can actually pull up my trade here in a second, but pretty much you can see SPY went oversold. How's it going there, Josh? SPY went oversold. I went ahead, hopped in, my alerts went off, and I hopped in, and we will look at the contracts here in just a second, but I wrote it up for just a little bit, about 10 minutes or so, and I actually, again, sold too early. I would have made roughly double the profit I would have. Actually a little bit more, but again, it's not about what could have happened. Always lock in those profits. I made a little over 7%, but we'll look at that trade here in a sec, and hopefully maybe SPY will break down and we can go over another example just so you guys can see live how quickly these prices move. But we'll go ahead and just look at what we got going on right now. So this was the option that I was playing. I bought in it right around 82 cents. Right now it's obviously at 93, so that would have been 11 cent, $11 per contract you hold of profit. And if you divide that by 82, that's like over 10% by far. I don't know what it is to be exact. I think somewhere around 13 to 14%. But so if we go into here, let's go into my history, or not baking. We'll go into history. Okay, so you can see, again, we sold those 15, we had 15 contracts. We bought them at 82 cents. We sold them literally, I think it was like 8 to 10 minutes. We bought in at 12:41 Eastern, which is 11:41 Central Time, where I'm at, where what my Thinkorswim will say on the clock. And we sold them, as you can see, literally 8 minutes later, 12:49 Eastern, 11:49 Central Time, for 88 cents. So we made $90 on that trade. We made $90 in 8 minutes, which equaled to, again, roughly like 7% or something like that. It was $6 of profit divided by $82 investment. It was 7.31%, 32 if you round up, percent profit. So not a bad trade at all by any means. I will never complain about making anything over 3 to 5%. If I'm up, and that's why I went ahead and covered. When you're looking at the minute chart, let's see. So I sold it at 11:49. So I sold it right here on this minute chart, right here, right in here. I expected some sort of a pullback, and we did get a slight pullback, so I probably would have went ahead and sold somewhere around here regardless, even when it started to push back up. But it is what it is. I had a good little run, and of course, like I said, we bought in here at 11:41, so somewhere around, I think it was at like 288.03 when I bought it. So from 288.03, and we sold it 8 minutes later. So we had a 0.05% move. Again, it does not take a big move whatsoever. It just needs to happen relatively quickly, of course. And obviously, the closer to expiration options you're playing, you need it to happen even faster because of just theta and all those others that are working against you. But we had literally about a 15-cent move to the upside, 0.05. So if you had bought SPY, instead of trading the options, if you had bought SPY in this period, you would have made 0.05% profit. Where in that same time frame on my weekly options, these were the April 12th options, so literally 1 week till expiration. Starting next week, we'll roll out to, I believe it's April 17th or 19th, whichever that following Friday is. I think that'd be the 19th, if I'm thinking right. But in that same time frame, we made 7%, over 7%, 7.3% So you can see why I love trading these options so much. It's so much better if you can actually sit there. If you have a job or something where you can sit there for a few minutes, watch the market go into massively oversold like condition on the minute chart, of course. Obviously it's not oversold or anything when you're looking from a big picture standpoint, but when you look at this minute chart and you zoom out and kind of just look at the overall day, you can tell, boom, we're oversold. RSI indicates it, MACD as well. So I mean, that was an amazing buy point, and you almost had it happen early on this morning. But again, me personally, I never really like trading that first half hour, 10 hour of market trading, because we're kind of figuring out which direction exactly the market wants to go in. And usually this happens more than once a day. Usually happens a couple times a day during the trading session. I don't think we're going to be able to go back far enough, but see, you can see, actually we can. So you can see right here, 3 times it happened yesterday alone. And yesterday, I mean, yesterday was a little bit more volatile than today. And I mean, today's obviously not even close to being over yet. We still got over 2 hours still of trading left, but I wouldn't be surprised if this happens at least 1 or 2 more times before the end of the day. This usually happens, this oversold condition that we play usually happens on average 2 to 4 times a day. So I just like to say 3 times a day usually it happens. It just depends on volatility, obviously, at the end of the day. There's some days where, I mean, it happens 5, 6, 7 times in a day. It just depends on how volatile the trading session is on that specific day. But we'll see what happens here right now. Another thing that you pay attention to is your MACD. I seen earlier, when was it? It was this one right here. So we had our MACD. It was only down to right around like the minus 0.04. I like the MACD to be pretty well low. Like from our buy and sell signal perspective, I like to have it right around minus 0.05 or even lower. If it can be down around negative 0.1, minus 0.1, that'd be even better. But it's not necessarily a major indicator. It just depends on, like, if you're ever considering buying before the RSI is indicating oversold, take a look at your MACD and just kind of see where you're looking at from that standpoint. But for the most part, I just wait until RSI is showing massively oversold. That's usually your best opportunity to hop in and make the very quick 5-10% profit. Usually minimum you're going to make is 3 to 4%, bare minimum usually. That's if you're like me and just like to cover the profits really quickly and you're busy at your job and you're having to get in and out very quickly. I kind of got lucky today. I got home, my day's really kind of clunky. I have a bunch of stuff I had to do in the morning, and then I got stuff I can't do until like 2-3 o'clock or later. So I was like, well, I guess I'll come home, have a good long extended lunch break, and do some trading. Literally about 10 minutes after I got home, SPY took this dive. I was literally about 5 minutes from going live on YouTube, and this happened. So I was like, well, I want to hop on live, but I'm not going to miss out on this trade, obviously. So I hopped in, wrote it out, and now we're live, of course. So if you're able to sit at your laptop all day and you have $25,000 in your account, this trading style can make you a lot of money. But it can also make you some good money on a daily, weekly basis doing this trading style as well. Our 3 trades made us $50, $30, and $90 this week with those, because obviously you only get 3-day trades in a sliding 5-day window. We made, like I said, 30, 50, and 90. So that's roughly $170 on the week. So not too bad on an account size. That was around 3,100 or something like that to start the week. Obviously we had the DWT trade that went against us, and we lost like $30 on that trade. So overall up around $140 on the week. So not too bad. And you can play this position as well whenever SPY is getting overbought. I personally just don't like to do it because the 2 times that I've tried it, I got burned really badly. So I just play it from the oversold standpoint, because every time the market gets oversold, you always have at the minimum, the bare minimum, you have a dead cat bounce of around a 0.05 to 0.25% bounce. So I mean, like right now, if you look at it from the low, if we just look at it at the low from where we're at right now, we've had roughly a 0.16% bounce from the low. And I think that was actually the low of the day. Let's take a look. Not quite the low of the day. Low of the day was this morning. So, not quite low of the day, but 288 is definitely looking like our support right now on the daily chart, or I mean the 1 minute chart. So, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Looks like we got 4 of you tuning in right now. Like I said, if you guys have any questions or anything, or even ticker symbols you want me to take a look at, just shout it out there in the chat. That is what we are here for at the end of the day. And if you're new to the channel, like I said, definitely consider subscribing below. We'd love to have you here. We got almost 600 of us. Would love to surpass through that 600 milestone, possibly by the end of the day. That'd be awesome. But yeah, like I said, for anyone, I don't know if we have people just now tuning in, but like I said, the trade we did today, we bought 15 contracts, calls, the 412, always weeklies, at 82 cents, which is $82 a piece. We bought those at 12:41 Eastern time, and we sold them 8 minutes later for 88 cents, $88, which is just over 7.3% profit. So we made $90 on that trade. So not too bad, if you ask me, which puts us for the day up 86 or something, because we're holding that TVIX. Of course, like I said, if TVIX goes below 24, I'll probably just cut that as a small loss, take a good little $4 loss on that position and move on. But my overall thought is the market's been up pretty much nonstop over the last week, almost week and a half now, something like that. And I just think we're getting kind of close to some sort of a pullback. I'm not thinking like correction necessarily or anything like that, but looking at our 20-day chart, we can even, and don't even pay attention to these lines. I mean, I drew them like really quickly, like about a week ago or something like that. I'll actually just delete. Let's just remove all of them. Remove old drawings. Yes. Clear it up. Is it gonna remove it or not? But either way, we can see overall we had this good little run, but it almost looks like the market, at least it did for about the last trading session or two, we were kind of flat. Today we're having a pretty good day. We're up almost 0.5%. Almost kind of looking like it wants to keep going higher, but when we look out even further on the 4-hour chart, you can almost kind of see again, it looks like we're possibly going to get ready to roll over short term. I wouldn't be surprised if we roll back to around 285 some point over the next couple trading sessions. So for TVIX, that would obviously mean what? At TVIX, every time, why do I say that? Because every time the last couple weeks that this thing has hit around $24, we've had some sort of a little bounce to upwards of like 27, and then obviously whenever the market had that little pullback about a week or two ago, we had this thing pop up over $32. So my target sell is somewhere around $30 on this. It would just be roughly, I bought in around $25, so that'd be around $20 profit. 15, I think if I remember right, I was going to settle with like a $12 to $16 profit, but pretty much I'm looking at a $4 loss to upwards of a $16, $20 profit ratio. That's not a very bad risk. That's pretty good risk management in my opinion. So, I mean, I could get stopped out and it sell at like $23.95, but we'll see what happens. I would not be shocked if on Monday or Tuesday we end up red, but I also thought that about today, but then the jobs number was pretty good, so that helped us kind of rally on SPY. So things I'll be looking for this afternoon for possible trades, since obviously I can't do a day trade until Wednesday now, because I had a day trade Wednesday, had a day trade Thursday, and had a day trade today. Of course, I'll be watching Apple pretty closely. Why am I watching Apple? Apple's been one of them, again, that have been kind of on a run the last, really, obviously ever since January. But we can see this got stopped out right around 197, and we're getting pretty close to that again today. So what I'll be looking at is the option prices on Apple. We can go take a look at them. pull up Apple here. We'll look at the options. I'm looking at maybe playing a put. I was going to look at playing a put yesterday, and it's probably a good thing it didn't go through because I had to sign in. It was like the last 10 seconds of market open, and Robinhood maybe like re-signed back in before it would like let the trade go through. Market closed and the trade didn't go through, so that's not too bad, but worked out well for me. So we can see the put prices. I'm looking at, again, the April 12th. I might roll out to April 18th. It just depends. Probably not, though. You can see right now, this 192.50 contract is down literally 36% on the day. I'll probably look at playing one of these two. I don't know for sure. We'll just have to see kind of where Apple goes throughout the afternoon. It looks like it might be running here right now. Let's see what we got. So you can see again, right around 197, it got stopped out and went lower. So we'll see what happens throughout the rest of the trading session, and we might play a put position on Apple over the weekend. We might. If I don't feel comfortable about it, then I won't. But again, I'm looking at that 20-day chart. The only reason that I might not is whenever I look at my MACD, it's almost signaling it might be getting ready to go into some more buying, and we might break $200, but it's kind of trying to figure out right now what's going to happen. So, and again, that's just the 1 hour chart. We can look at all different kinds of chart. 1 day chart shows we should be getting ready to go into selling. 180 day 4 hour chart also shows could be getting ready to go into some selling. But the 1 hour chart that I look at the most is kind of trying to figure it out. So like I said, we still got about 2 more hours left in the trading day, so we'll kind of see what happens with Apple. If Apple looks very strong going into the close, then we probably won't play that put. But if it kind of gets stopped out again right around 197, then we might go ahead and play that position going into Monday. But we'll see what happens. I mean, just look at the last 5 days even on Apple. Last 5 days, it's had a low of around 188.38, and it's all the way up to almost 197 again. So I mean, it's up roughly $10 a share over the last 4 to 5 trading sessions now. So we'll see what happens. Same thing for the overall market, right? We can go back to SPY. You can see SPY came from 284.45 all the way up to 288.54, up about $4 essentially. So up a little over $4 to be exact, but we'll see what happens. I think, like I said, I think overall, if you're looking at it from a longer term perspective, I still think market is gonna make all-time highs before we have like the first correction of the year. I think SPY is going to hit 300, which would essentially mean around 3,000 on the S&P 500. I wouldn't be surprised if longer term Apple goes well through 200, right around probably 210, 220 before correcting as well. But short term, I still think we're due for some sort of a pullback. I mean, we've had a pretty good run over the last 10 to 15 trading sessions. So we shall see what happens. Let's see, we got 4 of you still tuning in. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all that I did today. Literally, like I said, we're holding 4 shares of TVIX that I bought yesterday around $25. Like I said, why? Again, because I feel like the market overall is due for some sort of a pullback within the next couple trading sessions. And then obviously, again, we did these SPY options. We did it very quickly. 8 minutes, we made $90 in 8 minutes, which was just over 7% profit. We go back to the SPY 1 minute chart. I'm trying to see if it'll happen again. Right now it's in the overbought condition. I mean, we can go ahead and look at those prices if you guys want, actually, just to see how it would play out if you did the put right now, since it's overbought. So let's say you wanted to do the put. Again, we go out to April 12th. I always like to do roughly 1 week, 1.5 week out. It just gives you a little bit more time. It still needs to happen fairly quickly. You're going to be trying to day trade these, but but you have a little bit more time. Yeah, Chipotle's been up crazy amount. What's the ticker symbol on that, by the way? I forget what Chipotle's is. So let's say, for example, you go out to the 287 put. So let's just watch this price. Right now it's at 84 cents. So let's say you decided to hop in right now. SPY was just overbought. Again, I don't like doing it just because every time that I try to short the market, even for just a brief amount of time, I end up losing money. But let's say, for example, you hopped in around 85, 84, between 83 to 85 dollars per position. We'll just see kind of how it plays out over the next 5 to 10 minutes. I wonder what Chipotle's ticker symbol is. So say it hasn't moved yet right now. CMG. So Chipotle, it's kind of unched on the day. But yeah, I mean, that thing's been up just stupidly over the last probably 3 months or so. I mean, you can see December, it had a low of around $389. And I mean, it's damn near doubled since then. So hell of a run. I think it's massively due for a pullback. That wouldn't be a bad one to maybe try to short term, maybe play an option on. Had E. coli. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised maybe if that one goes down. Where'd you see that at? Was that recently? Price target raise to 700 from 500. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But let's go back to that SPY option. So it's still around $84 right now. Let's see what SPY is doing. I'm gonna put CMG in my watching. Let's see. So SPY has gone down about 4 cents since you would have took that position, and it really hasn't moved yet as of now. Still around 84 cents. A lot of times it takes around a 10-cent move before you really start to kind of see some momentum in your position, either going down or going up. But so let's see, right now it's down about 5 cents. Again, probably still hasn't moved. It was on the news today. I didn't hear about that. I'll have to look into that because that could actually stir up a little bit of trouble for that stock. But see how much, the RSI cools off a lot quicker than it seems to go up, at least from just my experience with trading SPY. So I wouldn't be surprised here if within the next minute or two they pull it on back up. But let's say right now, so right now you would have made $1. I mean, nothing crazy. I mean, $1 divided by your $84 investment. I mean, it's a percent, so I mean, it's not like it's necessarily a bad trade or anything, but there's more money to be made, just in my experience, again, doing the call options instead of the puts. Like, if you had this same move, which is roughly a 0.03%. If you had that, like I said, my move was 0.05 to the upside, and I had a $6 in literally about the same time frame. I don't know. I just have better trades when it comes to doing the calls versus puts. But we'll keep an eye on it still, see what happens. Still around 85 cents, but let's look at CMG real quick. We'll come back to that SPY position here in a few minutes. So let's look at I bet the option prices are steep on this one, just because of how volatile it's been lately. So let's look at the puts. So obviously I'm not going to be looking at $800 puts. That's just a little stupid. Let's see. Yeah. See, these prices are a little hefty. So pretty much for one option, you're going to need to put up $900. Because when you take it, you have to multiply it by 100, because you're getting your collateral essentially is times 100. Yeah, no, that'd be like, see, just look. So let's say you wanted 1, boom, there you go. Because it's 100 shares each, essentially. So a little bit too pricey. Has good potential for profit. And I mean, I've done, obviously the trades I do are literally like $1,200 to $1,300. So I mean, who knows? I might. That'll be another one that I would be more willing to go into this for a put than probably Apple, just because if this is legit, then yeah, that could stir up some trouble. See, it just dropped $5 more, so that'd be $895. But yeah, me too, Josh. The only way I'd play this is because obviously I can use a day trade. I would maybe want to like swing it overnight or something. But even on doing that on a Friday, it can be pretty risky because anything can happen on Saturday and Sunday. So let's go back to that SPY put really quickly. See what's going on. SPY has dropped a little bit. Looks like we missed the little drop. If you had caught this drop, you probably would have made another $1 or $2 per position on that. But look, it looks like they might be getting ready to boost it back up. There it goes. See, they're especially on a day where you know more than likely it's already going to be a green day. They're always quick to just buy the dip. So, like, let's see, I bet. So, I mean, it's still worth $85 right now, which I'm actually surprised by. 86. So now you're up $2, $3. So, I mean, let's say you went ahead and hopped out right now. Hopped out of that position. Say you got it for 87. You filled the position really quickly. Divided by your 80. Did we say 84 or 85? I forget when you got in. But let's say you got in at 84. It's 3.5%, whereas if you got in at 85, you're looking at a $2 profit. 85, you're looking at 2.25. So I mean, it's still not bad. You're still talking 2.5 to 3.5% profit in literally a few minutes of trading. And that's what I like about trading these. I mean, you're not having to sit there at your laptop all day or anything. You can set some alerts if you want. And literally once the market, and we'll flip over to the call side here in a minute so you guys can see that one. We're probably actually getting ready to head over there. But like, as you can see right now, still at 87. If it got up to 88 or 89 on a put on a day like today, I would definitely go ahead and cover that for sure. But I don't know. I feel like it's probably getting ready to bounce again. But who knows? This might be our oversold number 2 incoming. Gush. Yeah, I actually got a notification about Gush. It's up near 12 again. Again, we'll see if it can hold. But lately, man, it's just been something about that number 12. It just does not like. Right around that $11.90, $12 mark. It might be officially breaking out, but I want to see, can it hold above 12 now? If it can open up again and then have some pullback at some point and stay above 12, then yeah, Gush is attractive. But for some reason, $12 is very, very hard on Gush. But yeah, nice move, 10%, man. So you can see how quickly our RSI dropped. I think they're getting ready to push it on up, but we'll see what happens here. We just haven't had big enough candles downwards. Whereas when you see these quick moves to the downside, we hit our oversold quickly. We'll see if it gets rejected by that 12. This is the 12 EMA, by the way. I got pulled up here. We'll see if it gets rejected and continues lower, or if they go ahead and push it on back up from here. There it goes. So we're getting oversold. I would have went ahead and covered that profit. Like I said, 88, 89 cents. So I mean, again, say you got in at 84, that's a $4 profit per position divided by 84. Boom, that's almost 5% profit really quickly. Now I'd be looking at the call side. Once again, I'd probably play this 289.50. We'll see at what point I want to get in. I don't want to get in yet. It's just now oversold. They're probably going to sell it a little bit further. Might have one of those fake bounces and then keep going down. We'll see what happens. Okay, so they're still selling it. A lot of times it's just all about patience at the end of the day. Just waiting for that perfect moment. 28 on the RSI, it's oversold, but it's not super oversold, whereas once it's approaching like 20 to 22. 28, I mean, yeah, it's oversold, but we'll see. Looks like this SMA, they might be trying to catch it here. So we'll see what happens. Let's say you went ahead and hopped in right here because you're confident, which I'm not. But say you went ahead and hopped in at 89 cents. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I wouldn't yet. Now I would be looking at maybe getting ready to play this. RSI starting to get pretty overextended. Let's see what the price is now. 88, 87. Okay, now I'd be getting ready to get in. So it's showing right around 87 cents. I got a feeling it's actually 86 and it hasn't updated yet. But yeah, I think it should be 86. Let's see what happens. Let me refresh it and see. It says it's still 87. So let's say, okay, you went in and hopped in at 87 cents. We'll watch it and see what happens. I think it's probably getting ready to bounce a little bit. Only thing I don't like is our MACD is not quite as It's not quite seeing so much selling, but we'll see. Pretty similar move to what we had here. Let's see how much this move downward was. It was roughly a 0.13 to 0.14% move to the downside. This one here, roughly a 0.1% move. 0.1 to 0.11% move to the downside. So we'll see what happens here, if it keeps selling or if they bounce it short term. I got a feeling it'll probably at least fill the gap. They just keep pulling the rug on it. But I got a feeling when it'll fill the gap up to about 288.28 probably. But we shall see what happens. It always seems around this time too, 2:30 East, right around 2:30 Eastern, 1:30 Eastern. A lot of times we see some sort of little volatility kind of pick up a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Let's see what the price of that option is right now. It's at 85, so right now you'd be down about $2 per position that you took. So like my position earlier that I took, it was 15. So right now you'd be down $30. So just keep that in the back of your mind. You want to keep kind of a stop loss in mind. This is so crazy, like, overdone right now, though. If anything, I probably would have bought a few more on that little dip. Because you're talking an RSI of 17, 18 right now on the minute chart. I got a feeling, by looking at it right now, they'll probably bounce it upwards somewhere around 288.20. Whenever it decides to curl back up, it'll probably come down a little again, form somewhat of a little double bottom. So you might even got stopped. A lot of people probably would have got stopped out right there at the 83-cent mark. That would have been roughly, if you got in, that would have been a $4 per share loss, or per contract in that case, loss. Some people probably would have got stopped out right there when it hit 288.10. I wish I had some day trades, a day trade available right now. So, like I said, we're probably going to see a short-term little bust up here. Wouldn't be surprised to see it hit 288.20, and then it's probably going to come back down a little bit. Almost like clockwork. Same movement, a little bit more volatile this time. Let's see how big that move actually ended up being. Not, almost identical actually. 0.13% move to the downside. This one was a 0.14% move to the downside. So you had almost the same exact move on these pullbacks. So might be something you want to keep in mind. So where did it get up to? Almost like I know what I'm doing. 288.19, pulled down a little bit. So we'll see what happens. So you got this cross with the 12 EMA and our SMA, which is 180, but it's on our 1 minute chart. So right around this 288.25 to 288.30. It's going to be interesting to see if it can actually go back above that and keep going higher, or is it going to get rejected and maybe keep going lower at that point. I do think overall we'll probably see this rebound to somewhere around 288.25 to 288.30 though. But it's probably going to continue pulling back a little bit over the next probably 1 to 3 minutes. Which, if you want to, that's another thing you can do with this trading style. If you've seen this kind of pattern previously in the day, then by all means, you didn't have to get in like right in this area that we did. You could wait for some sort of confirmation and then go ahead and get in. Like let's say right now, maybe not right now. Maybe you want a little bit more confirmation, see if it's going to go down. So like I personally, I would probably be getting in right here. So let's see what that price is. If you wanted to wait for your confirmation, and I like how that wick just formed. So I would have went ahead for sure, got in right there. Again, you're still at 83 cents, $83 per position. Now, let's see what really happens here over the next probably 5 to 10 minutes. See if it actually continues lower or goes higher. Now, once it got, if it got below 288, I would probably go ahead and sell, cut the losses, and move on. I got a feeling it's probably not going to go below 288, but we'll see what happens. So if you didn't wait for confirmation and just purely bought on the pure oversold, which I do from time to time, today I didn't. Today, like I said, of course, I had the little double bottom form and I bought in. So if you bought at $83, or what was the other one, 87, either way, you're talking $4 per contract difference. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. You're talking roughly a 3 to 5% difference in buy price there. So we shall see what happens. See what's going on with Chipotle. Still up about 0.25%. Crude oil, man, that thing just keeps on rolling. The road to 70 continues. Futures, S&P 500 just took a dip. Dog was trying to go upstairs. I should have put the baby gate up. SPY still hovering right around that 288.10. So we'll see what happens. I think it's getting ready to do one of two things. Either it's getting ready to actually take its rebound, step up, or it's getting ready to form a new step down. The next probably 2 minutes is going to be pretty critical. See if this keeps going down or starts to actually regain its footing. But another thing, like I said, that I liked earlier with my trade is our MACD was showing selling for quite a while on the minute chart, where here, I mean, yeah, we had quite a bit of selling for a few minutes there, but it could easily, a lot of times it'll fake you out. It'll make you think buying's getting ready to come in, and then it just gets stronger and you continue to see the dump. So we'll see what happens. I want to see it go above 288.20. We'll see what happens. So we're at 288.18. If we could get the really big candle here and push through the 12 EMA, we could see that gap fill. So we'll see what happens. So say you got in at that 280, I mean not 280, so you got in at that 83, you're now up $3 per position, and if you bought in at 87, you're still down $1. The difference of not waiting for confirmation versus waiting for confirmation. So testing the EMA currently. That's stressing me out some, and I'm not even in a position. And like I always say, guys, do not go and trade based off anyone's opinion. Like I said yesterday, I'm just showing you guys kind of, I mean, this is almost, not quite, but almost the same pattern that I literally traded about an hour or so ago, 1 to 2 hours ago. And I'm just kind of showing you how it can work in your favor, and it can also go against you simply by waiting for confirmation, not waiting for confirmation, looking at the perfect times potentially to get in, and when to get out if you get stopped out. Like if you just see that it takes another leg downwards, which I don't think it's going to. I think we're getting ready to leg up here. But if it were to continue down, like I said, I would probably get out at 288. You're talking about probably a 5% loss at that point, maybe even slightly more, depending on when you got in. If I remember right, the Dow Jones was the weakest of the three today, between the NASDAQ, S&P 500, and NASDAQ. So yeah, we got rejected by our EMA. It's not a good sign. Might be getting ready to take another leg down. In all honesty, if it broke the support at 288.08, I would probably cut the losses on that position. Some people would say go ahead and cut now. A lot of times, yeah, see if it breaks 288.08, I would. A lot of times they'll kind of set a bear trap, but I like to wait, kind of wait it out, see what happens. Another thing I'll do is I'll go to my 5-minute chart and see what we're looking at. See, we're not really quite oversold on the 5-minute chart, but we weren't earlier as well whenever I played it, and it still worked out just fine. MACD was a little bit more. Actually, the MACD was about identical to what we got going on right now. So yeah, like I said, I would still, in my opinion, you can see the moves are almost identical. I would wait until 288 before cutting losses. So we're still testing the EMA right now. So Brent crude oil is now over $70 on the day, and WTI is still at 63.12. And that EMA, there we go. There's the leg above it. Now let's see if it gets stopped out or if it continues to go up. So see, if you would have fell for the bear trap, you would have probably lost a little bit of money. Now let's see, if you got in at 83 cents, it's still at 86. If you're in 87, you're still down $1. If you got in by waiting for the confirmation, you're up $3. Now we'll wait and see if this holds. More than likely it will. MACD is indicating buying should be getting ready to start taking some place here. Would not be surprised to see it come down a little bit below the EMA and then go ahead, like I said, fill the gap. I would say it's probably going to come up to 288.25. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but we shall see. Again, could be a bear trap here. Just wait and see what happens. Patience is the key to all trading, period. Let's look at it right now. So if you got in at 83, you're fine. You're still at break even. If you're at 87, you're probably getting a little worried. You're down $4 per position. If you had my size of 10 to 15, you're down $40 to $60 right now. So you're probably a little bit worried. So again, it all starts with the beginning of the trade. Are you being patient, waiting for confirmation, or just hopping in purely off of the oversold of the RSI? I can't lie, I probably would have bought probably 5 to 10 on that, and then I probably, like I said, I probably would have bought a little bit more on the confirmation. It brought down your average buy cost a little, and your profit would make your loss look a little bit better on that second part. But it's decision time right now. It's kind of deciding if it wants to take another leg down or regain its footing and go up. So you can see this 288.09-ish area, 288.09 to 288.10 is where a lot of our 1 minute wicks got like bounced directly off of multiple times. When this came down below 288, I mean, that's what I was watching for. I was like, this thing could really start to come down and fill the gap on the day, but it didn't. So right around that 288.08, 288.10, pretty critical support level. So we'll see what happens. This one's actually taking a little bit longer to play out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 12 to 13 minutes or so this one's been taken to play out. But again, if you had gotten in at $83 when that thing went up to 87, I personally would have probably went ahead and covered the profit if I was strictly in at 83 cents, $83, because I mean a $4 per share, say you bought 15 of those, I mean $4 a profit times 15, you made 60 bucks, which isn't bad. And again, a $4 divided by $83, that's almost 5% profit. No one ever gets hurt by taking profit off the table at the end of the day. I always crack up at myself because I always seem to get out way too early, but I'd rather get out way too early than get out way too late. So it's just one way to always look at it. Apparently a bug got in the house and my dogs are trying to catch it. It's taking a sweet time deciding what it wants to do, that's for sure. See how this, hopefully the stream's doing all right. Hopefully we're not having any microphone difficulties like I know we did yesterday there for a little bit. We got 5 of you tuning in. And like I said, if you're new to the channel, we'd love to have you here. Definitely consider hitting the subscribe button below and turning on those notifications. We try to go live as much as possible. We usually go live at least at the minimum like 2 to 3 times a week. We go live every Sunday for a Sunday stock watch where I just give like my overall perspective on the market for the upcoming week. And I look at any stocks that you guys want me to take a look at and answer any general questions, of course. And of course we have that Discord group chat that I definitely do not charge for. I don't charge for anything associated with this channel. That's down in the description box. There's close to 80 of us in there now. So it's the easiest way to get a hold of me if you have any questions or have any tickers you want me to take a look at. And there's also a bunch of awesome people in there that you can communicate with as well. So oh man, this one's getting boring. Okay, let's see what this candle can do. Hopefully we can see that big 10-20 cent candle move to the upside. Our volumes kind of sucked here the last 5 to 10 minutes. I mean, hell, we had a 21,000 candle, a 24,000 candle, 40. Not a whole lot of volume. Liking how it's setting up though. So this one's probably going to be, this one's setting up like a little bit longer of a trade. Sometimes these trades do take 30 minutes to an hour. I had one is either yesterday or the day before. It took about an hour. I think it was about a 50-minute trade. I was in that position total. And I mean, yeah, that 50 minutes, it was, oh God, it went on forever. Lunchtime. Yeah, it'd be lunchtime on what? Is it the West Coast this lunchtime on? No, Mountain Time. It's Mountain Time, lunchtime right now. So let's see, we're up to 288.19 again. So again, if you got in at 83 cents, you're still up $2 per position. If you got in at 87, you're still down $2 per position. So you're either, if you take my position size, which is usually about 10 to 15 shares, you're either up $20 to $30 or you're still down $20 to $30 depending on when exactly you got in. Now you're down 10 to 15 or you're up 30 to 45. Yeah, I think we're about to start going up now. MACD still looks good. RSI has plenty of room to run. I think they're getting ready to push this thing back up a little bit. Reason we're going to see a little bit of resistance here, again, our EMA is going to be pulling us back a little bit, and then obviously this acted as a support earlier. Here we go. There we go. Fill it on up to around 28.25, 28.30 area. So let's see what that price looks like now. So you're back at 87. So if you got in at 87 originally, you're now break even. And if you're in at 83, you're up $3 to $4 per position. And like I said, again, at 87, 88, I would have probably went ahead and took all my positions off the table. That's about the exact position I did today. I got in at $82 per position. I got out at 88. It was a $6 per position profit, which ended up being around 7%. So 88, yeah, I would have went ahead and got out there. I would set my limit at 88 to sell, and that would have been it. That'd be it for me personally. So I mean, if you got in at $83, that would have been $5 of profit divided by 83. That's 6%. And I mean, yeah, well, it took a little longer than most of the trades that I get into, but you made 6% profit in how many minutes did we like sit here total? 14 minutes roughly. So you made 6% in 14 minutes. I don't think that's that bad of a trade, in my opinion. And by all means, if you want to hold it longer, you can set some alerts, maybe set a stop loss or trailing stop loss, depending on which broker you're using. Set some alerts for if it hits a certain price point, so then you can know to go ahead and come back and look at it if you're at a job. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a little pullback here, maybe fill it close to around 288.20 to 288.17, 18 before it continues on upwards. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how it works, guys. Like I said, I just wanted to at least hopefully catch one of these, which luckily we did. Catch one of these big little quick moves downward and then upward moves, just that way so you guys can see. I mean, it happens. Now, that's the second time today. So, I mean, literally, if you had done this trade, you would have made, like I did, 7.3% on one trade, 6% on the other. Let's see, a $5, I would have took probably a 10 to 15 share position. So $5 times 15, that would have been a $75 profit plus my $90 profit of earlier. That would have been $165. If you're wondering, well, why didn't you? I'm out of day trades, or else I would have. Gotta love pattern day trading, right? So yeah, that's the reason why I didn't get in. I would have loved to. The journey to 25K continues. And hopefully you guys did enjoy the stream so far. If you did, definitely make sure to smash the like button. Like I said, I greatly appreciate that. And if you're new, like I said, we'd love to have you here. Definitely consider hitting that subscribe button below. Right, Josh. Yeah. Yeah, and the thing with pattern day trading and day trading in general, trading in general for that matter, I keep stressing this. I cannot stress this enough to you guys. Do not place a trade unless, of course, let's just start with this. Do not place a trade in any day, like during trading hours, essentially, other than the last minute or two of the market, unless if you're planning on holding that position overnight. Like, if you have no day trades. If you have no day trades available, I'm essentially telling you, do not place a trade, because anything can happen in the market in a period of 1 hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes even. So much can happen minute by minute. And you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you've used all your day trades, a stock moves totally against what you expected it to based on news, anything. I mean, all of us have went through that at some point where we had no day trades available and we ended up losing money when we were up simply because we could not cover the profit within that trading session. So if you have no day trades available, the only way you should trade is if literally it's like the end of the market if it's like the end of the market day, say you're wanting to place an option, say it's the end of the market day, like last 5 minutes, and you think it's gonna go down tomorrow, or you think it's gonna go up, and then you're just purely speculating at that point. So do that at your own risk. Like I said, we were gonna fill down to about the EMA before we continue up higher, more than likely. There's our move. So I wouldn't be surprised here in the next couple minutes for us to continue on up. But it's just, that's like, if there's one rule that no one talks about enough, it's trading with no day trades available. Just don't do it. It's just not a good idea. Unless, like I said, if of course you're holding something literally overnight, like an option or something. I can't preach on that enough. Now, I still would have went ahead and got out because our MACD was it was showing quite a bit of buying was going on. And there's always a risk that we have some short-term dead cat bounce before taking a new leg downward. So I personally would have probably went ahead and got out, like I said, at that 88-cent mark. But a lot of times I get out too early. You get this little pullback and then it just continues on higher. You can see the same thing happened earlier when I got in. We had our little pullback and then bam, it went a lot higher. I would have literally doubled, almost tripled my profit. So we'll see what happens. We have the little pullback here. Like I said, I figured it would come down to around 288.17 before moving higher. It's right around 288.18 right now. So we'll see what happens over the next few minutes, but I'm probably getting ready to wrap this stream up because I got a couple customers still, like I said, I got to do today. My schedule today was super clunky. I had a lot of customers that could go early on before lunch, and then I got, I think, like 4 or 5 that I still have to do today. I got one customer that can't go till 5 o'clock. I got let's see, 2 that can't go until after 3, and then I got 1 that can go between 1 and 3. So it's just a clunky day overall. I hate days like today, to be honest, when it comes to my job. But you gotta take the good with the bad, but sometimes the bad can really suck. So yeah. So yeah, this thing's kind of just stalling out a little bit right now. So like I said, I would have took that profit. I'm not the type where I have to get on like people that trade options. What I notice is they're often bad about FOMO. Like they see, well, this option is literally up. Let's look at a good example. This option's up, say 13% on the day. Or a lot of times I see people, they'll hold these overnight. They'll be like, well, this one's up 19-20%. Who's to say that this one won't be the next one to go up 19 to 20%? And they'll try to hop in it, and they just, I mean, it's just FOMO at the end of the day. And that's not the way to trade, guys. Just take your profit when you can. No one ever gets hurt from taking profit at the end of the day. Even if you took your profit right now, you're still talking about a $2 per share per contract divided by your $83 investment. That is still 2.5% profit. That is not bad. If you can do that profit on every single trade, and that's why so many traders lose money. We all usually start out up to some degree. We all usually start out up, and it's just a matter of getting FOMO, holding too long, and then not covering the profit. I'd rather cover profit too soon than cut the losses too late. So that's why I only hold these usually on average about 10 to 20 minutes max usually, because I know the longer I hold, the bigger chance I have of it going against me and going to the downside or upside if you're doing it from the put standpoint. Now, let's take a look at that put, for example. If you had held that, let's say you were still holding that put, because we were talking about the puts earlier too, remember? So that one's now worth $91. I think when we looked at it, we were also talking right around $85 or something like that, if I remember right. No, I'm not buying these. But so it went up, say, $6 from 85. That one was still 7% profit. So, and it was probably up a little bit more. We were just looking at that call option. So So, I mean, you can definitely play it both ways. I just prefer to play it on the long side because every time I short the market, I just don't tend to have the best of luck for some reason. Even when the market is showing like it's heavily overbought, looks like we should be getting ready to go downward. It comes down. Usually when I buy in, it does this, and then it keeps going higher. So it's like, it's ridiculous. So, but yeah, that'll pretty much do it for this video, unless if we get a quick pump up here, which we might. I'll keep a look at it here for the next minute or two. But I mean, hopefully you guys did enjoy the stream. If you did, like I said, if you smash the like button, I greatly appreciate that so much. I appreciate those of you that always tune in to the streams, the videos, all that good stuff. And like I said, for the final time, if you're new to the channel, we'd love to have you here. Definitely consider hitting that subscribe button below and hitting that notification button. That way you'll be notified every time we go live. Most of the videos I do here are all live streams, like they were old like live streams that uploaded. Occasionally I do actual videos that I upload, but for the most part we just go live a few times a week. I'll let you guys know the trades that I've done, kind of what I'm looking out for, if I'm bullish on oil or bullish on the market, all that good stuff. So if you're into that kind of thing, definitely consider subscribing. I've been trading now for a little over a year and planning still, like I said, once we can at least hit over $25,000, I'll definitely consider doing this full time at that point. But for now, we're not doing it full time. We only have around a $3,000 to $4,000 account size. So we'll see what happens over the coming year or so. But yeah, looks like we're gonna have a little bit of sideways movement and watch. I guarantee you after I end the stream, it'll probably either shoot up or shoot downwards. So that always seems to be how it works. But like I said, hopefully you guys did enjoy the stream. I don't know how many of us we have in here right now. We got 4 of you still tuning in. That is awesome. And like I said, overall in the day, we're up $86, $87. We made $90 on those SPY contracts. So for the week, like I said, with that DWT trade that went totally against us, we are up $143, $144 on the last week. So not too bad at the end of the day. But hopefully you guys had a good trading session. Hopefully you guys made a little bit of money today. Hopefully you have a few more dollars in your account than you did coming into the day. And hopefully you had a good week. It is Friday. So happy Friday to everybody. Hopefully you guys have a good weekend. And like I said, I'll see you guys Sunday again for our Sunday stock watch. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss that. Check out that Discord group chat down in the description box if you ever want to get a hold of me. All my social media and all that's in there as well. But until next time, guys, keep on going out there, making your profits, covering your profits, and achieving some financial freedom this year. And I will see you guys, like I said, Sunday for that Sunday stock watch. Take it easy, guys.